Hey there guys, and welcome back. So we're going to be diving into a galaxy far, far away, and we're going to be talking about some Star Wars movie news. So Deadpool and Wolverine director Shawn Levy, he has an upcoming Star Wars movie project that's in production, and it looks like there may be some traction and movement on this movie of Shawn Levy's. So let's get into this article, let's break down some of this information and kind of this rumor here, and let's see what's going on with Shawn Levy's Star Wars movie project. So this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Deadpool and Wolverine director Shawn Levy shares Star Wars movie update as new rumor teases the project's lead. So, Lucasfilm has struggled to make fans consistently happy since being acquired by Disney, but over the next few years, the hope is that the studio can course correct, with Dave Filoni serving as Chief Creative Officer of all things Star Wars. I mean, what they've done with Star Wars has just been nothing short of a catastrophe, in my opinion. Kathleen Kennedy, I mean, we're getting all these Star Wars projects, they've been announced and then cancelled and then announced and then cancelled, and it's just an absolute mess. I mean, it's been such a long time since we've had a last Star Wars movie now, and I think that they have a fear of putting out a new Star Wars movie because fans continue to backlash on the franchise, and I think they're just worried about putting out another movie. That's my opinion anyway. But anyway, getting back to this news. So we've lost track of the officially announced and rumoured film and TV projects which have failed to ever materialise, like I was just saying. There's been so many. We hear of a new project, Taika Waititi, Rian Johnson, Kevin Feige. There's so many of these projects that were announced and ultimately, fade away into the dust, if you like. However, things seem to be going well with whatever Deadpool and Wolverine director Shawn Levy is cooking up for the galaxy far, far away. So according to Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, for new viewers of for new subscribers here, guys, who are watching for the first time, My Time to Shine Hello is a movie scooper who on social media breaks a lot of movie news, gets some things right more often than not, but does get a few things wrong as well. So take this news with a grain of salt before we go any further, just to let you know, guys, for those of you who may not have been familiar with this person. So according to Movie Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, quote, Shawn Levy's Star Wars movie is moving fast and they've offered the lead role to a well-known A-list actor. So it looks like they are in pretty solid production with this movie. If they've offered it to a well-known actor, they've probably got the script written, they've got the story locked, and they've got all that good stuff going. And if they've offered the role to a lead actor, it looks like they're heavily into the production on this movie, and it looks like it's moving along quite swiftly. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that this movie actually gets made, actually appears on the screen, where we can sit and actually... Oh, knocking my microphone there, getting too excited. Where we can actually see this movie. It doesn't just get cancelled or fade away or disappear or whatever other descriptive word you want to use. So it looks like, this project may actually come to fruition, which is a hard thing for Star Wars to do at this point. But, it looks like that could actually happen. Could we see Levy reunite with Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman? Hugh Jackman in a Star Wars film. That would be an interesting concept for sure. There have, of course, been rumblings about Daisy Ridley appearing as Rey Skywalker. Yeah, cool. I guess Daisy Ridley as Rey Skywalker, I mean, the amount of controversy, the baggage, and just the fan backlash on part of the fandom. Why would you continue to use this actor and this character? Whether you like Rey or not, I'm not really going to talk about here, but I mean, just the baggage, the controversial baggage that carries for that character. Why would you want to bring that back to the franchise? That circus of controversy and backlash and fan discourse, the negativity. Why would you want to get back into that? I would just get rid of the Rey character. It's not worth having her back because of all of that. If that does happen, then it will likely be in a supporting role rather than the movie's lead. However, Levy's movie would tie into the filmmaker Shamin Obaid-Chinoy's Rey-led project remains to be seen. So it could potentially tie into that Rey standalone movie with director Shamin Obaid-Chinoy, which I think is still moving forward as far as I know. So IndieWire recently caught up with the former and asked Levy whether he's still working on his Star Wars movie following the massive success of his MCU debut last summer. So Shawn Levy said this: "Because Deadpool and Wolverine were so fulfilling, I'm quite happily open to whatever's next," he stated. And yes, there's a Star Wars movie that I'm developing, actually with our Adam Project screenwriter, Jonathan Tropper. You never know what's going to become undeniable and get made next. At first, Lucasfilm stuck closely to the Skywalker saga with a sequel trilogy and spin-offs set between the prequel and original movies. Since then, we've seen them become a little more ambitious, finally visiting the High Republic era on Disney+, after primarily exploring the post-return of the Jedi era with shows like The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Obviously, we've got The Mandalorian show. They finished Mandalorian movie, I should say. We know that's a lock. They finished production. That's all completely done. They're in post-production on the Mandalorian movie. So we know for a fact we're getting the Mandalorian movie. But apart from that, I don't believe any other movie is confirmed when it comes to Star Wars, apart from the Mandalorian movie so far. But it looks like there's big movement on this movie, so hopefully this one gets made. The Acolyte drew mixed reviews from fans. I'm going to say this outright. The Acolyte Star Wars show, not just in terms of Star Wars, but overall TV shows, streaming shows, whatever you want to call it, hands down in the top 5 worst TV shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not just talking about Star Wars, I'm talking about TV shows ever. It was so bad. The production, the acting, the script, the choreography, everything about that show was so bad. And they spent so much money on it as well. The Acolyte drew mixed reviews from fans, and the studio's intentions to expand the Star Wars franchise were made clear at last year's Star Wars Celebration event in London. We learned that the Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny director James Mangold will explore the origins of the Jedi story about the first Jedi. Again, another project from James Mangold. Rian Johnson, Taika Waititi, Kevin Feige, James Mangold. And there was that director from the Wonder Woman franchise as well, who was going to be doing a Rogue... Patty Jenkins, the Rogue Squadron movie. So that's like 4 or 5 movies there that were announced that kind of haven't really had any movement. So, yeah, it's all just kind of, falling into the garbage disposal, if you like. Though Lucasfilm will also play it safe with Filoni's New Republic crossover and a sequel to the sequels revolving around Rey Skywalker. Since then, The Mandalorian and Grogu has been announced, and the upcoming feature signaling a shift from streaming back to theatrical releases. It has, after all, been close to half a decade since we last saw Star Wars in theaters. Will Levy's movie make it past the finish line, or is it destined to become another unmade Star Wars adventure? That's ultimately the big question that's going to be left at the end of this video, isn't it? Is it going to be another Star Wars project that's announced, then quietly disappears, or is it going to actually come to fruition, actually be made? At this point in time, I've kind of lost hope with Star Wars, and I think a lot of fans have. A lot of people have just kind of, when they put out a first trailer, I'll get excited about it. Until then, I don't really believe anything that's happening with these Star Wars projects. They get announced, and they just end up sort of disappearing, and sort of like disappointment turns to frustration. The frustration turns to backlash, and ultimately the Star Wars franchise just continues to plummet in its popularity, which is not good. So let's cross our fingers, because Deadpool and Wolverine was a great movie, and if Shawn Levy can bring some of that energy that he did with Deadpool and Wolverine over to a Star Wars project, then I'm game for it. And I'm excited to see what this guy does, because he's a great director. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. It looks like we're getting some movement on the Shawn Levy Star Wars project. And it looks like they've offered a role to a lead A-list actor within this movie. So it does look like production is coming along swiftly, which is great to hear. And guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. We'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. As always, be sure to hit that like and become a subscriber of the channel if you haven't already. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I'd really, really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.